Place is a thing, never a person. Introduced by a, o, alle, or alla. Now you don't need to remember that list, you just need to think if it replaces something that comes after a. You guys automatically have been taught on this website that if you have a plus the word the or something, you're gonna get these combos. Alla, o with an X, al with an apostrophe. So, I'm thinking of my work again. We've got penser à, je pense à mon travail, j'y pense. Je réfléchis, there's a spelling mistake in that website, mais je réfléchis aux problèmes internationaux, problèmes internationaux. If you don't understand why internationaux is AUX rather than al, it's because internationaux is masculine plural. And AL words, when they become plural and they're masculine, pardon me, go to AUX a lot of the time. So, un hôpital, deux hôpitaux, journal, journaux, les codes postaux, postcodes, les effets spéciaux. I'm not sure if I've done a video on that. I think I have. Email me, I'll send you the links. So I think about it all the time. Je réfléchis aux problèmes internationaux. J'y réfléchis. Okay. Good. When we use a person with a, can I stress the difference? We would use our normal pronouns. So, for example, je parle à Pierre. There's an a there. But we wouldn't say j'y parle, we'd say je lui parle. Okay, so we would use the standard pronouns. Okay, or you'd use the a. You'd use what's called the stress pronoun, the object pronoun that goes at the end of a sentence after a preposition. So, for example, if you said I think of Pierre, so je pense à Pierre, I'm thinking about Pierre. If you wanted to reduce that down to a pronoun, you'd say je pense à lui. So as I say to those of you I coach privately, you wouldn't make that an E. And you wouldn't also make that an en. You know, you reduce that, so like je m'en occupe, you'd say je m'occupe de lui, kind of thing. So E and on can tend to be reserved for things rather than people. So for example, I'm thinking of you guys, je pense à vous, not j'y pense, okay? But I'm thinking of what we ate yesterday, yeah, j'y pense, that's fine, okay? Can I remind you with il y a, as mentioned here, il y a, really do not get confused. Il y a can be there is or there are. You do not need to alter for the plurality of what's coming next. So there is a person, il y a une personne over there. There are two people, il y a deux personnes. Il y a, it's like saying it there has, then it can be singular or plural. Again, negative, il y a pas, or il n'y a pas, if we're going to do the ne. Please notice in standard conversational French, this phrase will often be reduced to y a pas or y a même pas. You know, it will be reduced to the y sound, okay? So don't be worried if you hear that. That's absolutely standard. Please also be aware that with this il y a business, it's the standard phrase, so you're going to get it in different tenses. So you're just going to the he, she, it, third person of the verb avoir every time. So il y avait, il y aura, all this business, okay? Il y a eu. Good. So then this website talks a little bit about other things. So yes, you can use il y a with weather. I don't want this to become an il y a lesson though. It's about so it's section 5, what we've talked about before, how you have to you basically have to join. So y works like a vowel. E works like a vowel. So il y a, il n'y a pas, il n'y aura pas. Yeah, so it's talking about how E works like a vowel. We've done that already. We've done that. Now to finish, okay, if you want any more specific examples from my end, I'm going to do a couple of things. So I'm going to quickly go to Lingui, okay, and I'm going to type J into Lingui, and I'm going to see what it comes up with. J, right, let's see. So j'y vais, yeah. I'm going there. J'y serai, I will be there. J'y suis. Now j'y suis is an interesting expression. J'y suis is basically, it's not just in terms of being there. It's like I'm with it mentally. Yeah, so I you know, it's like I got it. I remember it. You know, I'm there in that place. What have we got? J'y crois, I believe it. Oh, j'y crois même pas. I don't believe it. I work there, j'y travaille, j'y tiens, like I'm kind of like, I'm holding on to it kind of thing. So often, if you want a really good way to check out how things happen in French, try typing the first part of the sentence into Lingui, which is another website I will stick underneath. And it will give you examples of that in French from the French internet pages. But they didn't need to be there. From French internet pages. Sorry, that was French. Lovely. Next up then, so have a little look at that. And finally, I'm just going to talk about some expressions which, again, from the fantastic Lawless French that I highly recommend. So most of these you will have heard, some of these you will not be using regularly. So most of the first ones you'll have heard. So allons-y, notice the pronunciation allons-y, because E works like a vowel. Let's go, ça y est, it's done, that's it, ça y est. Yeah, it there has, ça y est. Okay, so I'm trying to do something. Attends, j'y suis presque arrivé. I've almost got there. I don't think that one's down. I've almost done it. Yeah, ça y est, c'est fait. That's it, it's done. Now, the next one that she's written down, comme il fallait s'y attendre. As is expected, predictably enough. Not the most common expression, but what's more interesting to me about that she doesn't mention here, this is why I love these websites, but they don't talk about stuff in the way you need, is the verb s'attendre à quelque chose. So we've got a reflexive and an à, okay, but we're not interested in the reflexive, we're interested in the fact that there's an à preposition afterwards. So that, if I wanted to then, so for example, I'm waiting for something, would be, you know, je m'attends à, you know, or je m'attends jusqu'à ce que soit, you know, whatever, you know, jusqu'à ce que ça soit, what am I on about? Yes, so, il fallait s'y attendre, you've got the reflexive and the E and the attendre, because you're not saying s'attendre à something, you're not saying what you were expecting, so to expect is s'attendre à quelque chose. Okay, so it's this business of when you've got an à preposition. Some of these aren't translated correctly. On y soit qui mal y pense is not. I don't know what the orders happen to on some of this stuff. On y soit qui mal y pense, she's translated as he must be up to something. It's basically, it's from the royal family in England. It's kind of, it's one of the coats of arms. It's like, bad come to those who think badly, who is thinking of doing us some harm, okay? Il fallait s'y attendre, il faut y faire, so you have to get used to it. There's another one, I mean this isn't down here, so s'habituer à, to get used to something, reflexive verb with à, so I'm going to get used to it, je vais m'y habituer, or je m'y suis habitué. I'm using the reflexive with e. If you're just new to French, if you're just new to these videos and you just want to get down how to use it with going places, that is fine. But those of you who are more advanced, every time you know I talk about dictionary infinitive, every time you come across reflexive verb with an a, have a think about using this version of doing it. So I'm going to get used to it, je vais m'y habituer. Yeah, you can't just say je vais m'habituer, you need the a element in it, okay? So I'm going to get used to Luke's accent. Je vais m'habituer à l'accent de Luke. Je vais m'y habituer. You need the a element. It's a dictionary infinitive. What do I tell you? It's a Lego kit. You need to use everything in it, okay? If you don't understand the dictionary infinitives method, give me an email again and I'll send you the appropriate video. Lovely. What else have you got down there? Il y a, we know that one. J'y peux rien. Yeah. Or je n'y peux rien. I can't do anything about it. Je n'y suis pour personne. I'm not here for anybody. J'y suis, j'y suis, j'y reste, here I am. J'y suis can be both the physically here I am, or it can be like I'm with you kind of thing. N'y comptez pas, don't count on it. We had compter in I before. N'y pensez plus, don't think about it anymore. Yeah, pensez à. Yeah. Let's go, on y va. On pouvait s'y attendre. We were able to expect it. You know, it could be expected. Well, it was, you know, what we expected. Nobody was expecting it. So again, nobody was. So the verb to expect is s'attendre, reflexive. So personne ne. Personne always has a little ne after it. We don't always say it. Personne s'attendait à quelque chose. Personne ne, or no necessarily. Personne s'y attendait. Qui s'y frotte s'y pique. So if you cross swords with him, you do it so at your own peril. As in, like if you rub If you rub him there, he'll sting you there, kind of thing. Restez-y, stay there. I'm not going to even translate the next one because I just find it a little bit patronising to women. S'y connaître, to know all about it, be an expert. Il s'y connaît assez bien, je m'y connais assez bien, I know quite a lot about it. Moi, j'y crois is I believe it. Or j'y crois même pas, I don't even believe it. Il s'y croit, he believes himself there, as in kind of like he's a little bit arrogant. That one's not there, like he thinks he's good on something. Y compris, great one, including. Y inclus or y compris. So there are many countries which do this, including, y compris la France, la Grande-Bretagne, les États-Unis. Lovely. So between those websites, I think we've got a really nice guide to using this use of e. There's kind of different sections here, isn't there? So let's review them. We've got using e instead of in going somewhere, which for the moment is what I want you to get comfortable doing mainly. And I want you to be comfortable with where you're going to be placing that. So either before the verb on its own, so j'y vais, or before the infinitive, je vais y aller. We've then got the use of e for there when we're not going to places. I want you to get used to doing that as well. So j'y étais, nous y étions, okay? Be very careful when you get going not to use la as well. Don't go j'y vais, la. A lot of people tend to try and do both, so one or the other. We've then got when we use e for concepts other than there, often translated as it, but when it's a verb plus the preposition a plus something, okay? And a lot of the ones we've looked at today have reflexive in them as well. Not all of them, but a lot do. So for example, I'm thinking of you, je pense à toi, I'm thinking of the situation, je pense à la situation, j'y pense. Yeah, and get used to doing that. So anytime you've got a pronoun, those of you that do intensive private lessons with me, what I always say is, work your way through the verbs, so je mange, j'ai mangé, je mangeais, je mangerai, je mangerai, j'aurai mangé. Then, if you've got any pronouns going on, stick a pronoun in and work your way through it. So je le mange, je le mangeais, je l'ai mangé, je l'avais mangé, je le mangerai, je le mangerai, je l'aurai mangé, je l'aurai mangé, que je le mange, que je l'ai mangé. Practice going through all the different tenses with the pronoun in it. Do the same with e now. Yeah, j'y pense, j'y ai pensé, j'y pensais, j'y avais pensé, j'y penserai, j'y aurais pensé, spelt differently. You know, so il y pense, il y a pensé, il y pensait, il y pensera. You know, travel through all the tenses. Get your mouth used to doing these. I don't want your brain to be French conversant. I want your mouth to be. We've also then finally looked at how we're going to introduce it with reflexive verbs, because a lot of reflexive verbs will bring you into it and then add the a. So for example, s'intéresser à, s'habituer à, s'attendre à, je m'y attends, je m'y habitue, je m'y intéresse. All right? Je m'y suis. So you've done the reflexives in the past. Je me suis plus past word. Je m'y suis. Yeah? Do it exactly the same again. So get used to using e with other pronouns across the board. So, j'attends, j'ai attendu, j'attendais, j'attendrai, whatever. Work your way through the verb attendre. Then go through and pop the reflexive in. So you're comfortable. Je m'attends, je m'attendais, je me suis attendu, less common, je m'attendrai. Work your way through with one pronoun. Then work your way through the other pronoun. Je m'y attends, je m'y attendais, je m'y... It's never going to change. Notice it's never going to change. Final thing, when using a double pronoun, remember that the mon and the me will always stay together. So if you've got bit, if you've got pronoun, you're not going to separate. You're going to separate them with the infinitive. So je le vois, je vais le voir. You're going to separate the person doing it and the verb, and the thing having it done to them. If you have got a double pronoun coming in after the subject pronoun, so me or mon, they will never be separated. So, je m'en... let me think. I speak to him about it. Je lui en parle. Je lui en ai parlé. Je lui en avais parlé. Je vais lui en parler. The same with me. Okay, so je m'y attends. Je m'y attendais. Je vais m'y attendre. You're never going to separate if you've got more than one pronoun coming after your first person doing something. So me will always be me. It doesn't matter which verb you're in. Okay, it doesn't matter which tense you're in. Good, I hope this has been useful. Any issue that I mention in this that you think that's useful, I'd like to know more about it. I've probably got a video on it. Do please send me a message, logiclanguagelearning@gmail.com. Please click like, please click subscribe. I'm trying to cater to people at the very top of French and the very beginners, so do please bear with me, and I hope to hear from you soon. Take care.